everybody, Adam Cardinal, Cardinal and Company team from HomeSmart, back at it. Homebuyer 101 series sponsored by TMF team at Shamrock Home Loans. And we are here in the next segment, which is what to look for while you're shopping for a home. So we've already gone through your pre-approval process. You've gotten pre-approved, hopefully it's from Shamrock. And now we're going out looking. So the first thing you really want to do, even before you get out to the houses, you're going to contact a realtor. We hope it might be us, but contact a realtor and set up a search inside their system. Yes, you can go to all the name brand systems. We're not going to name them here today. All the big heavy hitters that begin with Z's and begin with R's. But go to your local people, and I'll tell you why. Those sites all feed off the MLS hub from your local realtors. And by the time it reaches all those different places, it actually might be days or even sometimes a week old, depending on how fast they're pulling from our systems. So get behind the scenes, get with a local realtor, and get the fresh listings the moment they go live. Okay, so now we're gonna get through looking at a house. So you've scheduled an appointment with your realtor, or maybe you're going to an open house. What are you gonna look for? We're gonna check out the kitchen, we're gonna check out the bathroom, we're gonna check out the beautiful floors. No, stop. That's great. Those are the flashy items. You wanna see that. The best place to start is the basement. You wanna check out your systems, your electrical system, your heating system, your water system, your foundation. If it's $1 million house and it's gorgeous, and it's built on a faulty foundation, or there's something wrong with it, then none of it else matters. So personally for me, when I walk into a house, I head right down to the utilities. Let's go check it out. All right, we are in the lower level, or the basement, whatever you'd like to call it. Number one, when you're coming out here, bring a real flashlight. Yes, you have a flashlight on your phone. Everyone does. It's not going to be bright enough to see everything you need to see. We're going to check the electrical systems, the heating systems, the plumbing. We're looking for carpenter ants, powder post beetles, termite damage, mildew, mold. The list goes on and on. You really need to know what you're looking for down in the lower level. So let's take a look at some things close up to really know what to look for. Okay, so one of the most important items in your house, especially if you're living in a colder climate, is going to be your heating system. Determining what type of heating system you have, what type of fuel you have. A lot of that information is going to be available on the info sheet that comes with the property. But also you want to verify it. Just because it's written somewhere doesn't make it true. So come on in, let's take a quick look at this heating system and see what we should be looking at. So the first thing that sticks out is we have some calcium and mineral deposits coming off the side of the pipe here. That could be because of a water issue, a mineral issue in the water, might need a home water filter. If you have well water, this might be something that happens that you want to look out for. That type of deposits can also affect copper pipes, which we see here. These type of pipes can also pit from the inside, and then they would get little pinhole leaks in them. And then that's why you get, again, there'll be more deposits. Other things, you're looking at venting. So you'll see this is a high hat vent up here, and you can see there's a little corrosive action going on from the water coming down. So that might need to be adjusted and or cleaned. The back of the heating system, there's something called mastic, where your exhaust is coming out of your heating system and it's going into your chimney, or maybe you have a newer heating system and it's going directly outside. But in any case, all of this around the heating system, it's kind of a putty-like material. It seals the gases that keeps the carbon monoxide from coming back into your living space. So you want to make sure that that's fresh, it's clean, and it's not chipping away. Another item, is it going to be gas or oil heat? If you have oil heat, look for the oil line. So you see here, we have the oil line. It's a copper oil line. Way back, we used to put the oil lines underground. They didn't want that anymore, and they started putting them above ground. This is no longer code, and it's actually considered a tripping hazard and a potential hazard for the oil to spill. If you tripped on this, if you broke the line, the oil from your oil tank would then spill down into your basement. The new recommendation is to have a new modern oil line that sits in a sleeve, and it would come up from the oil line, up through the the wall, across, and down to feed the heating system. So it's up and out of the way, the same way that your pipes are. Speaking of pipes, you can see here all the pipes in this house pretty much have been transformed into PVC. So just take a look around. Do you see any leaks? Do you see any discoloring? Do you see any, like here we have a little bit of a little staining here. Other types of pipes that you're looking for, if you're looking at a home that was maybe, that hasn't been updated and maybe was built in the 30s, 40s, 50s, or 60s, they're going to have cast iron, black cast iron pipes, or sometimes people paint them. You're going to be looking for pitting, stains, cracks, because cast iron doesn't last forever, and eventually that will crack and will break apart, causing a leak. So you want to keep an eye on that. Replace it if you can with PVC. So these are things that you should be noting and writing down, taking some mental notes and some real notes as you're going through to add up potential costs, or make sure your realtor's doing it for you. Okay, so now we are looking at the electrical system in the basement. So this is another key component. Obviously you have your heat, you have your water, you have your electrical. So let's take a quick look at here. So here's the electrical panel, and there's also a sub panel here. You can tell these are circuit breakers. So if you see the old type of fuses, the ones you have to turn in and out that are glass, that's an older system. You might want to modernize that. This house has a whole house generator hookup. So you can see the plugs, the wiring. It has all the information here. Some houses have that, some don't. While you're in an open area like this in the basement, if it's not finished, you're also going to try to look up at the rafters of the house. And here you're looking for signs of powder post beetles or bugs or carpenter ants. Just check out the wood, the structure, see what you notice. Also, when you look down, you can see at this house they've put in French drains. So that's what this system is, cut across the whole foundation of the house, which would then pour into a sump pump to keep the basement nice and dry. Okay, so now we're in the kitchen. We went over those important items down in the utility area and the lower level. Now let's get into your kind of glitz and glam sections that everyone always loves. An updated kitchen, updated bathrooms, all that type of stuff, right? So let's say we're walking through. What are you going to notice? If you're walking through the house at any point and you're with your realtor and they're on their phone and they're doing this, yeah, nice house. It's pretty good. You interested? Let's buy it. Fire them. Just joking. But tell them, hey, what do you think? What should I be looking for? Open up a dialogue. Ask the questions. Because here's things that you should be looking for. Hey, you got a gas heating system here. Do you have a vent? Yes, you've got a vent hood. Do you want the vent hood down here? No, because there's actually a code. You have to have the vent hood so many inches away from the burning surface. Do you have GFI protected electrical outlets? Within your few feet of your electrical, of your water systems, you're supposed to have protected GFIs. That way, if you plug something in, if it was shocked, if it trips, it protects you. You don't get shocked. This one GFI protects this plug, that plug, and this plug around the corner. It will shut down pretty much this whole kitchen if something was to happen. You're coming into the sink. Check out the sink. All right, hey, the sink looks great, but also you're going to want to open up the doors, check the plumbing. Is the plumbing underneath? Is it PVC? Is it lead? Is it old style PEX? Is it a newer style PEX? There are so many things you have to look out for. That's why you need a trained realtor who knows what to look for on your behalf. A home inspection will cost you anywhere from $500 to $1,000, $1,500 or more. If you can avoid spending that money by knowing what you're dealing with ahead of time, you're going to thank yourself in the long run. So now we're in regular living space, living rooms, bedrooms, second living rooms, maybe it's a home office. You're going to look for all kind of the same things in those places. Check out the windows. Are they new replacement windows? Are they single pane windows? If you see a haze on any of these windows, that indicates there's a broken seal and it's no longer as efficient as it should be. It will still function as a window, obviously, but again, that efficiency won't be there, and you'll also have to deal with the cosmetics of having to look through the fog. Other things you want to check are what type of heat you have. So in this case, you can see you have baseboard forced water heat. If you have central air, you're looking for a vent in sometimes a ceiling, sometimes a floor. So these are things you have to be aware of and look for. Sometimes you'll see a vent for your AC unit put right in the middle of a floor. Becomes a tripping hazard. Then you can't put furniture in that spot because you're going to block all the airflow. So all these little things, they really add up and matter. And then you're going to look for electrical plugs. So check the electrical. Is it 2-prong? Is it 3-prong? Are the outlets updated? Are they older? All these things are important. If you have a 2-prong system, that's the older electrical type, and you can't plug more modern equipment into it. And it doesn't often protect it. You will have to get a GFI protected extension for that you can plug into, or you would have to change the outlet down the line if you decided to. Okay, now when you're in the bathrooms, you're going to look for a lot of the same stuff that you were looking for in the kitchen. Again, electrical near water systems, making sure nothing's leaking underneath the sink, check the types of plumbing. So if you look over here, yes, we have the proper GFI outlet near the water system. Check out the tub. Hey, is it modernized? What type of faucets are they using? Do you see any streaking or any discoloration where the water's coming out? That could give evidence of issues with the type of water, water hardness, water softness, or minerals deposits in the water. So there's a lot to look out for. And again, the same type of things, looking out for windows again, looking out for vents. Is the bathroom fan vented? Does it go outside versus does it go into the attic? So a lot of things are similar in the kitchen, but again, different. So we'll move on to the next step. Okay, so now we are outside. So there are things you want to look at besides the curb appeal and how beautiful the house is. So let's take a quick walk around the outside and see what we should be looking at. So number one, drainage. If you can see, the slope of the ground comes out and away from the house. You might not be able to see it in the camera, so you'll have to trust me on this one. That way, when the water comes down, it hits the roof, hits the gutters, and then it washes away from the house and not back into your basement. Okay, so if you're getting an FHA loan and you're outside, you want to check for handrails. If you have 3 risers or more, FHA requires you to have a handrail outside. If you're getting a conventional loan, that doesn't matter so much. And as you walk around, just check the lay of the land against the house. You do not want your grass or your mulch up against any wood or anything that could deteriorate. Having it up against the foundation is perfectly fine. And as you can see here, again with the water in the gutters, this comes down and away from the house. That's very key to keep your basement nice and dry. So while you're walking around the outside, you're going to check some of the things that you looked on the inside as well. Again, take a second look at the windows from the outside. Do they appear hazy? Do they appear like the seal is broken? You want to look for that, again, for that efficiency. I'm going to walk by. If you have central air, check out the central air unit. Is it modern? Does it look like it's been kept up? Is there any hoses that are detached? Does it have a shut-off outside? And then check any foundation that you can see. If you can see it, look at it. See if there's any cracks. See if there's any spalling when the cement starts to break apart on the outside. You come over to your electrical line. From the top down, this is called the drop line because it's dropping from the electrical and coming down. Make sure there's no cracks, any cuts, anything going on in there that could cause water penetration. You want to make sure that it's sealed properly at the top as well. Again, you do not want water in your electrical system. It is a big no-no. So we saw on the other side of the house the drain that was positioned correctly and draining away from the house. You can see this one is draining directly at the base of the house. So that's going to cause the water to pool, the water potentially to get in the basement to cause staining or potential flooding. Quick remedy for that is to just get a gutter extension and make the water come out and away from the house about 6 feet or more. You think plumbing, you think inside the house, but you have plumbing on the outside of the house as well. So you want to check. You have your water spigots here. Are they screwed to the house? Are they this is called the water bib. Are they properly attached to the house? Make sure that they are. If it's wintertime, obviously you can't turn them on, but during the spring and summer, you can just kind of check that stuff out, and a home inspector will get really in depth to really check stuff out. We've checked the windows on the upper part of the house in the living areas, but also check the outside and the basement area. Does those windows look nice? Do the seals look good? Are they wood windows, wood sash windows? Are they regular replacement windows? All things to look at. So again, with the foundation, as you're walking around, just keep an eye on the foundation. As you can see here, there's a settlement crack, and it was filled in at some point and somebody did a repair. Even though that was repaired once doesn't mean it's going to last forever. You want to repair that again, keep an eye on it. fill it in. Sometimes you use a hydraulic cement. Sometimes there's a litany of other things that they could use. You could do it yourself or hire a professional, but the key is to keep water out of your basement. Okay, so another structure you want to check out is your decking. If your house has a deck, just walk around, check out the structure. Is it wood? Is it Trex? If it's wood, is it warped? Is it in good condition? Hey, just lean on a rail. Just give it a tug, give it a push, walk around, look for soft spots. You want to make sure nothing's rotted, nothing's falling through. And again, take it to that next level when the home inspector comes after your offer is accepted to actually get up and under the deck to take a look what's going on underneath. Okay, so we talked about keeping water out of your basement, but also you want to keep it out of your house entirely. So the roof is like a cap that goes over the top of the house, dissipates the water out and away from your house. So if you take a look at this roof, it's a architectural shingle. You can tell that because it has all those ridges and raised sections. Instead of the flat, you'll see a flat level shingle. Those are called 3 tabs. At the very top, right there, you will see a ridge vent. That indicates this is a newer roof, that is a vent that allows the air to flow to keep your roof dry. Okay, so the shingles are one component to the roof, but there are more things we're gonna look at. So if you come and step out, you can see your chimney, your exhaust vents for your heating system in some cases. The big section here we're looking at with the bricks, that's the venting for your heating system. And you can see it has a chimney cap. That metal cage on top helps keep rain out of your chimney and also helps keep critters out as well. The PVC portion that you see there could be a vent for your plumbing stack, or it could also be a vent sometimes for newer heating systems. The more high efficiency new heating systems only have to vent through PVC. And the last little guy there to the right is the vent for your bathroom. So you're taking a hot shower, this is venting that steam outside and into the atmosphere. You want to look for one of those. If that's missing, that means that the vent is venting into the attic. Moisture into a cold attic is a big no-no. That could cause mold, mildew, health issues, and more. So always make sure you're vented outside. Hey, thank you so much. That completes this episode of Home Buying 101, sponsored by Shamrock TMF Team. If you have any questions about mortgages, about buying a home, about getting a realtor, contact us right here at our number below. Thank you so much for watching. Adam Cardinal, Cardinal & Company team at HomeSmart. Your guy in our eye for all your real estate needs. See you next time.